Okay, so let's go ahead and get to it. And here is what we're going to be building in the next videos. It's going to be a simple web app. I call it portfolio app. So as you can see, you're going to have an image in the background, a few buttons and floating buttons, and a list here containing bogus projects that I have been working on. So obviously I haven't building a cat project, but the idea again is just to get you started and start seeing how to create a web app in Flutter. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So if you haven't already, go ahead and fire up your VS Code and then you say File. I'm going to say New Window because I have another window open. So I'm going to say New Window as such, and this should happen. So we should have a new window opened so we can go ahead and start putting together a new project. All right, so I'm going to show you a quick way to get started and create a Flutter project. Okay, so you say Command Shift P, or in other case, if you're on Windows, you say Control Command P. Okay, and then what you do, you start typing Flutter, and you can see there is the new Flutter application as such. So you can go ahead and say New Application Project, or you can go ahead and select that first one, hit Enter. And when that happens, it will ask you where you want to create this new project. So I have, of course, a folder where I do all my projects, and you can put whatever you want. So go to Documents, and I'm going to go to GitHub. And here I'm going to just create a new folder. Let's call this Portfolio App, like this. Say Create. Okay, select that folder. And once you do that, you can see now it's going to ask to enter the name of your project. So I'm going to say Portfolio _ web. That's fine. Hit Enter, and it will take a few seconds, and it's going to go ahead and create all the necessary extensions, everything that we need to bootstrap our project. As you can see, now we have a full-fledged demo app for us to get started. Okay, it says here your Flutter project is ready, connect a device, and so forth. So we will do all of that. So what we can do just to test things out, we're going to run this app in the browser. And one thing you should notice here, because this is going to be a web development using Flutter, of course. Okay, you'll see that nowadays what happens is when you create a new Flutter app, or project that is, you notice we have a few folders here. So we have this Mac OS. This alludes to what I said earlier, that now with Flutter 2.0 you can create desktop Mac, Windows, Linux applications, right? So automatically, because I'm on Mac, you notice that it creates this Mac OS folder here. Okay, we're not going to be using that, but I just want to share with you. And then of course we have this web folder, which has this index.html, favicon, and so forth. All that is put together, is created when we create a Flutter app. Very convenient. All right, so now nothing has changed, nothing is different here. It's the same code as you may have seen before. It's just a very simple app. Let's go ahead and run this. There's a few ways to run this. First of all, you can just go ahead and click this button here. So if you click, say Start Debugging, like that, it's going to go ahead and start launching. It says Mac OS, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that because I don't want to run it on Mac OS. To change the devices, it's very simple. So what you do is say Command Shift P again, or Control Command P. And then I'm going to go ahead and start typing, say devices. And you see here, there's select device. So click on that, and it's going to show you all the devices that you may have. Okay, it looks like Mac OS is at the top there because it's my settings somehow. What we want is Chrome. So use the arrow down, say Chrome, hit Enter. Now that is the device that is selected, which means if I go ahead and run again, click Start Debugging, it should go ahead and you can see right away here, it's going to say, right, Chrome in debug mode. That's where this is being launched. And of course, there it is. So after you've run, we can make this size here. Very good. And you can see the app is working perfectly. This is how it would also work if you were to run this on iOS or Android. Okay, it's a very simple app. You click, tap here, and the numbers are changing. Very good. So at this point, you were able to run your first Flutter web app. Congratulations. We haven't done much. Again, this is just the exact code that we had before, or the code that comes with the first app that or project that we create. Okay, nothing really is new here. Let's close this down, have more space. Is I can change something real quick here and see if I'm actually going to be able to change, or if this will change whatever changed. Meaning, if I go to the text that say you pushed, I can say, "You are great," as such, hit save or Control S or Command S on Mac. it goes ahead and refreshes everything and does the hot reload, and voila, you can see the changes are immediately shown there. Okay, I can change also the demo there, the title. I can change this to something more interesting, say portfolio. Again, save, Control S or Command S on Mac, and there you have it. Okay, everything still works the same. Obviously, this assumes that you have Chrome installed. If you don't have Chrome installed, please make sure to go ahead on Google and download the Chrome browser. It just makes things much easier. You could use other browsers, but Chrome, I think, is the best and the recommended browser to test things out with Flutter 2.0.